What if your brain was never designed to make you happy? What if the anxiety, the overthinking, the constant feeling that something is missing is not a personal failure at all, but a survival system running exactly the way it was built to run? Because your brain has one main job: keep you alive, not peaceful, not fulfilled, alive. And once you truly understand this, your entire life starts making more sense. Why? Your mind replays embarrassing moments from years ago. Why small problems feel huge at night. Why one ignored text can ruin your mood. Why even during good moments, part of you still feels restless. That is not weakness. That is ancient programming. Thousands of years ago, humans survived by expecting danger. The people who stayed alert survived longer. The people who assumed everything was safe did not. So, your brain evolved to constantly scan for problems, threats, mistakes, rejection, anything that could hurt you. But here's the problem. Your brain still uses that same survival system today, in a world completely different from the one it evolved in. Now, the threats are social, emotional, psychological. A message gets ignored. Your brain treats it like rejection. You make one mistake. Your brain treats it like failure. Someone your age is more successful. Your brain treats it like you are falling behind in life. Same brain, different world. And because the system runs automatically, most people spend years believing something is wrong with them. But nothing is wrong with you. Your brain is simply repeating the patterns it has practiced the most. And that is where everything changes, because your brain is not fixed. It rewires itself constantly based on what you repeatedly think, repeatedly feel, and repeatedly do. This is called neuroplasticity, which means your daily habits are not just routines. They are instructions. Instructions teaching your brain what to strengthen. If you constantly repeat stress, comparison, distraction, and overthinking, your brain becomes better at stress, comparison, distraction, and overthinking. But if you repeatedly practice calm, focus, gratitude, presence, your brain starts strengthening those pathways instead. And this means something powerful. You do not need to become a different person to feel better. You need to train your brain differently. So, here are 10 habits that slowly rewire your brain away from survival mode and toward peace, clarity, and emotional balance. Not instantly, not overnight, but permanently. Habit 1. Interrupt the negative loop. Most people do not realize how automatic their thoughts are. One tiny trigger happens, and suddenly, the mind starts spiraling, overthinking, imagining worst-case scenarios, replaying conversations, creating problems that do not even exist yet. And the longer this loop runs, the stronger it becomes, because neurons that fire together, wire together. So the goal is not to eliminate negative thoughts forever. That is impossible. The goal is to interrupt the pattern before it fully takes over. The moment you notice yourself spiraling, pause. Look around the room. Focus on something physical. The feeling of your feet touching the floor, the sound of a fan, your breathing, anything real. Because attention is power. And wherever attention goes repeatedly, the brain strengthens. Every interruption weakens the old pathway. Every redirection builds a new one. Habit 2. Snorts. Stay with positive moments longer. Here's something strange about the human brain. Negative moments stick automatically. Positive moments do not. You could receive 10 compliments and 1 criticism, and guess which one your brain remembers all day? The criticism. Because survival brains prioritize problems. Which means if you want more happiness in your life, you cannot just wait for better experiences. You have to train your brain to absorb them. So when something good happens, pause. A peaceful morning, okay? A laugh, a good conversation, finishing something difficult, even a tiny moment of relief. Do not rush past it immediately. Stay with it for a few extra seconds. Feel it fully. Because the longer you emotionally hold an experience, the more deeply your brain stores it. And over time, your brain slowly starts expecting good moments instead of only scanning for danger. And really quickly, if you're still watching this, it means part of you knows these patterns are real. Most people hear information like this and instantly scroll away. But you are still here, which means you actually want to change the way your mind works. So do this right now. Subscribe, not just for entertainment, but because your brain changes through repetition. And sometimes one powerful reminder every week is enough to slowly pull you out of survival mode. Future, you will thank you for it. Habit 3. Reduce mental noise. Your brain was never designed to process endless stimulation. But now, most people wake up and instantly flood their minds with notifications, videos, opinion, arguments, music, scrolling, and information. No silence, no stillness, no space. And eventually, the mind becomes exhausted without even realizing why. Sometimes, your anxiety is not coming from your life. It is coming from overstimulation. So create small moments of silence. Go outside without headphones. Sit without checking your phone. Eat one meal without distraction. At first, it feels uncomfortable because your brain is addicted to stimulation. But slowly, silence starts feeling peaceful instead of empty. Habit 4. Move your body daily. Your brain is not separate from your body. They are connected constantly, and movement changes your mental state faster than most people realize. When you stay physically still all day, stress stays trapped inside you, but movement signals safety to the nervous system. You do not need intense workouts, a walk, stretching, dancing, anything. The goal is not perfection. The goal is motion, because motion changes emotion, and some thoughts disappear the moment your body starts moving. Habit 5. Stop treating rest like guilt. A lot of people rest physically, but never mentally. Even while relaxing, they feel guilty, unproductive, behind. So the nervous system never fully calms down. But your brain cannot heal in constant pressure. Rest is not laziness. Rest is recovery. Sleep improves emotional regulation. Breaks improve focus. Stillness improves clarity. Even machines overheat without pauses. And yet humans expect themselves to function endlessly. Your brain needs recovery periods to work properly. Habit 6. Bring back play. This is one of the most important habits and one of the most ignored. Children naturally play. Adults optimize everything. Even hobbies become productive, monetized, measured, and, eventually, life starts feeling heavy because everything has pressure attached to it. But play changes the brain completely. It creates focus without stress, presence without force, joy without achievement. So ask yourself this: what did you genuinely enjoy before life became so serious? Drawing, music, games, sports, building things, laughing with people. Bring some of it back. Not for success, not for improvement, just because your brain needs moments that feel alive. Habit 7. Watch what you repeat to yourself. Your brain listens to repetition, which means the words you constantly say internally matter more than you think. I am behind. I always mess things up. I am not good enough. Repeat something enough times and your brain starts treating it like truth. So pay attention to your self-talk, not fake positivity, not pretending everything is perfect. Just accuracy. Instead of I always fail, try I am learning. Instead of nothing is working, try this is difficult right now. Small language shifts create huge emotional shifts over time because thoughts become beliefs and beliefs become identity. Habit 8. Protect your attention. Your attention is your life. Whatever constantly captures it shapes your emotions. And most people give their attention away all day long without realizing it. Algorithms decide what they think about, what they fear, what they compare themselves to. So protect your mind carefully. Not everything deserves access to your attention. Some content drains you. Some people drain you. Some environments train your brain to stay stressed constantly. Pay attention to how you feel after what you consume, because your brain becomes what it repeatedly absorbs. Habit 9. Practice being present. Most suffering lives in two places, the past or the future. Regret, fear, what ifs, worst case scenarios. Meanwhile, the present moment is usually far less painful than the mind makes it seem, but the brain rarely stays here naturally. So presence becomes a skill, and you build it through tiny moments, feeling water on your hands while washing them, actually tasting your food, noticing the sky, listening fully when someone speaks. Simple things, but presence slowly teaches the brain that life is happening now, not inside imagined futures. Habit 10. Repeat small habits consistently. This is where most people fail. They want transformation immediately. One perfect morning routine, one motivational video, one productive week. But the brain does not change through intensity. It changes through repetition. Tiny actions repeated daily reshape neural pathways. A few calm breaths every morning, a short walk every day. It's 10 minutes without your phone. One interrupted negative spiral. Small things, but repeated consistently. They compound into a completely different mind. And this is the part nobody talks about. Real change feels slow while it is happening because rewiring your brain is not dramatic. It is subtle, quiet. You do not suddenly wake up as a new person. Instead, one day you realize you recovered from stress faster. You stopped overthinking as much. You enjoyed simple moments more. You felt calm without forcing it. Not because your life became perfect, but because your brain stopped working against you in the same way. And maybe that is the real goal. Not chasing happiness constantly, but creating a brain that allows happiness to exist naturally. Because the brain you have today is not your final version. It is simply the version your habits have built so far. And what you repeatedly do next decides what it becomes. So start small. One interrupted thought, one peaceful moment noticed fully, one walk, one moment of play, one moment of presence. Because small shifts repeated consistently change lives. And if this changed the way you see your mind, even slightly, do not just click away and forget it tomorrow. Pick one habit, just one, and practice it today. Because your future is not changed by huge life decisions alone. It is changed by the small things you repeat every single day. Subscribe if you want your brain to stop working against you. And send this video to someone whose mind never seems to rest. Because sometimes the right message at the right moment becomes the beginning of an entirely different life.